Good day to you all. Welcome to Bodhisattva YouTube. Bodhisattva YouTube is where we collectively, globally, focus our energy to form a golden age together. We have a lot of work to do. We have a long ways to go. This is a special episode. This episode is for you, Elon Musk, and for you, Mark Zuckerberg. So I hope you feel very honored that I'm addressing you two today, and welcome to Bodhisattva YouTube. And I'm welcoming the rest of the world globally into this conversation as a productive conversation that we can consider and find better answers and solutions to all of the challenges we are all facing in our own unique fashions in our own lives. So, here we go. We've got a great session today, a great topic to talk about, and we are going to talk about economy, and we are going to talk about our financial incomes globally among us all within our economies and our countries. So, one of the biggest issues we have on our planet is profit and our need for it. What should be most important all around the world, globally, within every community, united, within every country, every continent, within the globe, what should be most important is our annual flux. We have a southern hemisphere and a northern hemisphere. And what is most important in the annual flux of the northern and southern hemisphere is our growth. And we can take that metaphorically, and yes, that too, but it's our growth. So it is the nurturing of our natural environments around our communities that provide the nurturing, not the destruction, and it is our ability to grow. Yes, as physically, spiritually, but also with our allies, with the plant worlds, the mineral migrations, the insect kingdom. So this is very important that we are connected to those avenues of life and that we are in good relationship with them, and that we collectively and globally are focused on our annual fluctuation of our ability to grow. So what does that mean in terms of our economy? What does that mean in terms of relevance? What's most important to accomplish something like this? To create a different way of life on Earth that we can consider and try out together? Well, it's all based on seeds. So it's going back to the seeds. The seeds of the wild plants, the seeds of our cultivated plants, all of our different types of trees, the mycelium and mushroom growth, everything like this. We have to get out of the fear of global warming, and we have to get our minds and bodies and hands engaged with these seeds and the earth, and just to be present with that annual and seasonal fluxes within the annual flux, the seasonal rotation within an annual flux, just to be present with the earth and our allies, our animal friends, our plant friends. This is where everything comes from, even in an industrial world. We take it too quickly and we take too much in an industrial world, but it still comes from nature, everything, period. All right, so everyone that's watching, no matter what age, what upbringing, what culture, you need to understand that. All right, that's the truth. So what we have is, we have very good examples in some cultures and some periods of our history, some ages and some societies, of societies that did well in harmony and peace, and in creating this abundance that I'm talking about, living in reverence and within reverence and respect for this understanding amongst each other as a whole, collectively, as a tribe. And we have very poor examples of it throughout our history as well. So the better examples were those who were connected to the earth and the seasons and the growing power within their societies as a collective. They were the stronger and better examples, and for relevance, their societies lasted a much longer time in history and actually created more well-being in their environments and more abundance in their environments for a lot of the species. So they lived in balance. They lived in balance and they lived in harmony, and they had tough years and they had good years, because that's how nature works. So it's unpredictable. So one tribe I want to bring up, there's a couple. There's the Oglala tribe in North America, Turtle Island. There's the Cheyenne tribe in North America. There's the Lakota, which I think, to my understanding, a lot of the tribes in later history were all bunched into Lakota, but there was actually a lot more. So if there's somebody out there that has greater knowledge than me in this subject, I bow, and please do feel free to comment and tell me about it. So yeah, so there we have it. We have these amazing tribes that lived in such abundance that when newcomers came and there was conflicts and there were war games, there were uncomfortable times between peoples, and the Cheyenne or the Lakota or the Oglala, these people lived in such beauty with nature and connection with each other, in such a harmony and heartfelt space for one another, that even their prisoners didn't want to leave when they were set free, and they were welcomed to stay. So they were great teachers, and they had a great vision. Now, what I wanted to point out to you, Mark Zuckerberg, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, and Elon Musk, you guys live in another part of our society with great financial abundance. So what I want to point out is within these tribes, and I know it's not this simple for because there's a world around you guys, and you actually need to hold the integrity of what you've built to help others in a better way. But I do think you can do better. So, but you do need to protect yourselves as well until we become more collectively in harmony with that global flux and sharing it in a circle of life where everyone's equal. No one's lower, no one's higher, no one's better, no one's worse. We're all living in a circle as equals. So until we get there, you do need to maintain the integrity of your companies, but I do think you can do a lot better. For one, businesses, just a quick suggestion, not the topic that I'm getting onto, but quick suggestion, don't charge anyone for advertising. Just allow people to do business back and forth and allow them to pay each other for their services, and don't try to capitalize on your clients' exchanges, right? You don't need to. You're already making enough money. And so that's not something that you need to exploit from those who are using the platform to enhance their lives and businesses. And there's already way too much of that, and you're always asking too much. So, because, you know, if I work with a client, your average person is going to pay me maybe, you know, your average person in society and what they can afford is probably going to pay maybe 75 is more realistic, maybe $100 for that hour and a half appointment. So if your asking for advertising costs and percentages and advertising costs for people to gain clients, where the clients themselves have difficulty affording the services, and the services take an incredible amount of energy and time from those who are giving them, then you really don't need to get in on that. There's only enough for me to make what I need to make with my client to remain holistic between us. And we don't need the platform that is mediating our connection to gouge, right? You need to find a way to make your money with more integrity for the people on the platform and drawing your income in from that larger financial world and relationships that you're engaged in. So there needs to be some way to make this more holistic, your platforms more holistic, and to make the services more transparent and available to everyone. And that's the world we want to live in, right? We want our technology to reflect our well-being and true understanding of the cosmos and planet and nature. So we want that to be a direct reflection. We want them to work like one another. So there needs to be harmony, right? So, yeah, some trees grow bigger than others, right? Some fish grow bigger than others. That's still a sense of harmony, but not great imbalances to extremes, right? Where people can't afford shelters and are living on the street and are getting into all sorts of addictions and disharmony, and where other people are living in huge giant mansions, flying around in private jets. Like, it's ridiculous. So, and you can't tell me that there's a love that is mutual there in a circle. There isn't. So the Cheyenne, what they would do is, Oglala as well, what they would do with any member of the tribe that gained too much abundance because of their because of their initiative, because of their energy, because of their drive, because of their talents, which everyone respected and honored and was grateful for, to have them as a member of the tribe. What would be asked of that person is to give away what was too heavy, what they couldn't carry, right? Because they were living a different lifestyle, hunting and gathering and migrating. And so they were asked to give away what was too heavy and what they couldn't carry, what was excess, what they really didn't need, and what could benefit others around them. And they did. That was how the tribe flourished and got along, and everyone took responsibility for the tribe's well-being and understanding of it as a whole, and that it was necessary for the better well-being of their environment and planet as well, and sister and brother tribes, other communities. So they put a cap on it, basically. And so that is my idea that I want you two guys to hear. And I know it's not solely on your shoulders and responsibilities that you guys can snap your fingers and that the government entities and everyone would just agree. But I want you to hear the idea for consideration. And I want you guys to talk to your pals and hear the idea for your consideration. And it's a $100,000 cap globally on our profits. I mentioned profits being a problem. It's a $100,000 cap globally on our profits. Now that doesn't mean that you guys can't make $5 billion a year, because you're very good at what you do and very successful at it, if that is in the best service and integrity for the communities and services you're providing with globally. If in the future, whatever you're making, if it's so far above everyone else's, that's fine, as long as it's not exploiting or creating great destruction within the environments or exploiting the communities that you're working with. So, and this goes for other entities. I'm just government entities, all sorts of different businesses. I'm just, our entrepreneur movements. This is for all of us. I'm just pointing out to two guys because I think they have a lot of influence, which they, in their own personal growth, can continue to find avenues and ways to make things better for others as well. And I believe that they, in their hearts, want to. So, this $100,000 cap gets put on everyone globally. And I'll get into lobbying another time. That's illegal. No one should be able to lobby. But everyone gets put on a $100,000 cap. And that means that at the end of that annual year, if you've made $4 billion, you got to give it all back. And most appropriately to the environments that you were involved with and the communities that you were involved with, to reciprocate what has happened and the intentions that have moved forward in those places, all together in a circle. Does that make sense? So this is the idea. That's what this episode is about. Bodhisattva YouTube. We're all here to collectively form the next golden age upon Mother Earth, our great blue planet within a cosmos. We're here to do that. It's our responsibility. We've been evolving a long time and shifting through the dark past and growing as a species, coming back to a sense of well-being and healing, understanding a healing path, and that's what this place is for all souls, all spirits, to experience and grow as consciousness. So this is what this episode is all about, is simply our economy and how we could make it much better if we responded or even in consideration acknowledge the benefits that our ancestral ways of life brought harmony to people as a collective, to acknowledge that this is a great idea and a great consideration for us all to move forward with, so we can once again become more in balance and more in harmony and live in a circle. Metaphorically, we want to live in a circle, not a pyramid. Physically, pyramids are great structures on Earth for people who live in a circle of life in equality as equals to share. Pyramids bring water up from the earth, they bring cosmic energy down from the sky, they create a harmonious vibration, like an octave, a tone that all insects and all plants and mycelium life adore and grow better in. So all these things, pyramids are great. But in a metaphor, in terms of economy, in terms of equality, pyramids are horrible. Top down, they're horrible. We need to get back to that circle, and I truly believe this. I truly believe this. Globally, as a people, we need to live as equals in a circle again. And then maybe we'll get to finding out how those things came together and we can do it again. But yeah, thank you for listening, and that's the message. We need an annual cap on profits amongst us as human beings globally. I think it's a great idea. Our ancestors did this with their goods that they harvested from nature and shared amongst each other. It's a way to create equality amongst us and a way to create a better harmony and peace on Earth together. So thank you for listening to Bodhisattva YouTube. Bodhisattva YouTube is where we focus our intent as human beings, as beings of creation, to form the next golden age, the golden embryo we're forming to bring the next golden age. So all our collective focus is a golden embryo. It's an egg. It's a birthing of a new world to come. All right, so thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe, and most importantly, if you don't want to do any of that, I would be deeply honored if you would share. So thank you. My name is Om Gyan Daram. I'm also carrying the name on Turtle Island as Orca-Chief, to speak with clarity and joy for our ancestors and the spirits of all things, and to speak humbly and happy with all of you in that circle to rejoice in a new world coming. So thank you very much. Love.